Thank you. Okay. So tip number one, try everything once. So I actually follow a lot of content creators. So I'm actually very strong at Instagram. So I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Instagram or have an Instagram account. But I'm able to transfer everything from Instagram to Facebook. And so my Facebook page isn't as prominent as my Instagram, but I do try to push everything to Facebook so that I can have more of a like a showing on Facebook, because I'm a part of a lot of Facebook groups too. And so I know that I do repost things there to kind of make sure that my content or that my services are getting out there. So I say try everything once, only because new ideas that have come to me have actually worked. And so again, I do follow a lot of our content creator pages. My boyfriend's sister actually manages pages, and so she actually creates content for other people as well. And she's given me some tips. But it's allowed me to try new things that have either worked or not worked. And it's actually just given me more ideas. And actually, a lot of my other tips came from just trying at least one thing. And so if you follow content creators, I strongly encourage you to kind of do one thing that you've seen. If you don't follow anybody specific, I really encourage you to maybe find somebody. I know with Instagram and I know Facebook can be a little bit different, but when you're scrolling through reels, people kind of just pop up. And so I'll kind of see things in passing, maybe not just because I do follow them specifically, but if I see something that I like, I definitely try it. And again, like I said, a lot of my tips do kind of follow this rule. And so I've tried things again that have worked. I've tried things that haven't, but the things that have worked, I've continued to do them. So if you see something that you like or that even you're a little bit nervous about, I do encourage you to do it. Social media is definitely, it can be a little intimidating. I'll be the first to say that I never thought in a million years that I would be putting myself out there by like singing or dancing or lip singing, I guess, on videos, or even, posting like my personal life about what I go through as a teacher and a tutor. But I encourage you to kind of go cross the line, break that boundary for yourself, because you never know who is watching, and that next person, that next family could be your next client. So again, tip number one, try everything once. Tip number two, my favorite, personal favorite, create a content schedule. So I've seen people love this and I've seen people hate it. I personally love it. As a full-time teacher, as a full-time mom of a big blended family, having my own tutoring business, if I don't have it in my planner, I don't know about it. So I do write things down when it comes to creating my content for my business. My personal schedule is on Mondays, I actually learned this from my boyfriend's sister. On Mondays, I post motivational quotes. So I actually have a book that one of my old students, his dad gave me. He was actually a teacher. And so before they moved to California, they gave me this awesome gift. And so it's a book of, various quotes that are associated, to teachers and what it's like to be a teacher. So every Monday I post a quote. It usually has like a saying from somebody famous, or, somebody that's recognized through education. And then there's kind of a tip of the day, like today I will. And so I follow those, and every Monday I post that. I actually have one ready for today. So if we have time for me to share one and how I posted it and how I created it, I'm going to show you guys that. But I always post that on Monday. Motivational Monday, Monday quote, tutor quote. I do that every Monday. On Tuesdays, I kind of did the alliteration. So I usually do tutor talk or tutor tools. So if you've had a chance to see my page, you've seen a couple of things that I've used with tutoring that I've posted and how I use it. Tutor talk, just hitting like some little, fun plugs about what it means for me to be a tutor, and like the scenarios or the situations that I've been through with my students or their families, and how great that it's been going. That's a fun one. I do want to do more with the tools, but you will see I have a couple on there. On Wednesday, I still keep it tutor related, but I try to keep it fun. So I might be reintroducing myself, like with a dance or a song, or just telling you about my day. I might be a walk where I'm leading on to, onto a tutoring session. You'll learn when you're trying to create content, you take a lot of pictures and a lot of videos, no matter what you're doing. So I've got a lot of those. On Thursdays, I also make sure that it's informational about my business. So Thursday, it might be like, what does my schedule look like? How should you navigate my website? And things of that nature. Still, again, incorporating it into the tutor business. Fridays, I do like a feel good post. And so actually my boyfriend's sister taught me about this as well. So instead of having to recreate the wheel, I will find different autism posts or tutoring posts that I can repost. And so I'll take the picture, I'll put my little frame on it to keep it consistent with how my page looks. I will type in the comments exactly word for word. I make sure to give credit to the person that posted it. And then I have, a whole bunch of hashtags at the end. So again, it kind of feeds into my third goal of working smarter and not harder. Using stuff that's already out there. So I'm not always having to recreate some kind of video or some kind of content. I'm already using something that's already out there. Again, making sure that I'm giving credit to that person that created it. So that's Monday through Friday. I don't stress myself when I don't post on the weekends, although I do try. Saturdays, I usually do like small business Saturdays. My boyfriend has his own business. His sister has his own business. We have a whole bunch of friends who are entrepreneurs. And so I try to promote other small businesses, whether it's through my story or some kind of post. I'm trying to interact with other people because you want to interact and get those lines of communication open, because that's also how other people see your pages. And so I might post a small business Saturday. I don't stress myself out if I don't, because Monday through Friday is very, very busy. And then also on Sundays, I am very strong in my faith. And so I might post, another motivational quote or something kind of churchy or prayer or something, because that's just, what is strong and within me. But again, I don't stress myself out on weekends because we all need to have a break and get some rest over the weekends, as I'm sure a lot of you know, if you're busy during the week. And so I do try, but I don't stress myself out. Like I said, you're always taking pics or videos, trying to have some kind of arsenal in your bag to make sure that you do have something to post. But again, it's what, if you make it your own, it's whatever you want it to be. Like I said, tip number 3 was work smarter, not harder. So using what's out there already. I like to actually have, like, sometimes I've incorporated my kids into things. I've also made sure to get parent permissions when I'm taking pictures or videos of their child while I'm working. Actually, one of my former learners that I'm actually carrying through this year, his mom knew that he was cute, and she was like, you know what, you take as many pictures and videos as you want. So just making sure that also that my families are okay with me taking pictures of their kids or videos, and as we're working and kind of getting through that. So again, the content schedule, I love it. I've heard, good and bad things about it. But then also working smarter. If there's stuff already out there, just repost it or make it your own. If it's like another tip that you've seen or something that you've shown, so that again, it can, build your business and then bring in some of those people that you might not have thought would have been, attached to your page or kind of wanting your services, depending on what it is. A lot of you guys are doing different things. Like I love the Bible study. My son actually loves his Bible. He has like a superhero one, so that's super exciting. So I would love to see your page or see all the things that you could do, because that's very relatable. And so again, find the things that you can find, and if there's ways for you not to have to reinvent the wheel and maybe put yourself out there if you don't want to necessarily, but also just finding a way to make it your own, and again, like have it be personalized to your business, so that again, you can get more services, make more money, and be grand in everything that you guys are doing. So tip number 4, allowing your audience to get to know you. So as important as it is for them to know about your business, people want to learn, the more personal side to you. So with this, I actually did a poll in the spring. So a poll on Instagram, it's just like you ask a questions, you can give multiple answers or options for your audience to choose. I usually do this through my story, Facebook story, very similar, if you don't have an Instagram. And I asked people, like, what do you want to know more? And their answer was more about me. And so the way that I separate it from my business is usually my posts or my reels on my actual page are business associated or business appropriate. How I take my personal side is I put it through my stories. And so I play softball, so I'll post that I'm out playing softball, like relieving some stress. Teachers, we drink, we like to have a glass of wine. I don't always post that I do that, but it's very natural, it's very normal, and that's just something that I like to do. And if people are, okay with it, not okay with it, that is their prerogative. I'm okay. But I like to, again, tell my story. And so I've done that. Since school just started, school is so crazy and hectic. I've been trying to post my classroom. I actually want to make a reel to show my classroom, because I did it before of how crazy it looked, and now it's kind of put together, so it looks a lot better. But I posted about my classroom. Last year, I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to do it this year. I posted like Monday through Friday. If you know, on Instagram, they have the little, I think they call them stickers. So they have like a Monday, a Tuesday, and so I would post like something about that day, whether it was like a communication device, what our schedule looked like, kind of a snapshot of like an activity that the kids were doing, without them being in it, for privacy concerns, but just making it so people would know more about me and not just my business. As much as you want them to get your service or learn more about what you do, they want to get to know you on the personal side of things. And knowing that they can be comfortable with you providing services to their children, and maybe, showing off a little bit of how you can be or how you are a parent. And again, just making it so people know more about you, to personalize things and not be so business top heavy. But again, we all want to know about your business too. So that's how I separate it. I'm sure you could make posts and reels on your actual page to kind of show the more personal side of you. But I did specifically put out a question to all of my followers, and they asked that my stories just be personal. So maybe you might pose a question to your followers and see if they're interested in any of that. Maybe you just try it once and see, do you like to do a post or a reel? Do you want to put it on your story? Whatever works best for you. But again, letting them know you on top of all of the business things that you do too. And then my last tip, I feel like I blazed through this, guys. I'm so nervous. I just talk really fast. I'm so sorry. So have fun with it. I hope you guys like my little disco dancer. Like I said, I never thought that I would own my own business. Never thought that I would be putting myself out there on social media, because I am not one to talk about myself. I've been like that since I was a child. Never one to kind of put myself out there, but to have fun with it. I've actually, as much as I like to make sure that people know about my services too, like I've been the one that does like a silly dance on there, or like The Office. My brother used to love watching The Office, and there's a lot of clips or like audio that goes with The Office, and so like I've kind of posted those funny ones and kind of like tried to translate them through my business. But I will say, it's been a lot of fun, as tiring and exhausting that it can be sometimes, because you are trying to make sure that you're posting all the time, to kind of get your name out there. It has been a lot of fun to kind of make all of the things. And so, to kind of encompass all of that, I like to make the videos, and I like to do the songs and all of the things. And so I would really be interested to see if you like to follow your guys' pages and to obviously give you guys tips or send you guys ideas. I know one thing, and I'm sorry, I'm not super Facebook savvy. I do everything on Instagram. How I try to find trending audio. I don't know if that's like a lingo that most of you have heard, but things that are trending, obviously those things are the most popular that are on social media. And so those songs kind of get more plays or get more views. And so that's kind of one thing to kind of have fun with too, whether it's kind of really correlated to my business or what I'm trying to say, or if it was just something funny to kind of put out there to, again, get my name out there. It's kind of fun to find those things too. So I challenge you to also find audio, and again, don't lip sync if you don't want to, don't dance if you don't want to. It could be a picture and you could just have all of the saying, going on in the background. But it's a fun way to kind of find songs that you do like or that you've listened to. I know music and our generations are a little bit different, but finding things that you like, again, keeping it your own, but then also making sure that it is popular and that people are going to see kind of that content that you're putting out there. It can be tricky again, and it can be hard, but that's kind of the fun part too, and kind of finding all of the things. And so I challenge you to do that as well, finding the music or the background clips that kind of like are trending in the moment, so that your reel or your post will get some more views, so that your business can get out there, more than what a post might not if it didn't have like a popular audio to it. I'm going to stop sharing that. I think I stopped sharing it. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, you stopped sharing. You're good to go.
I did? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. There we go. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I'm not like team savvy. I'm usually like a Zoom person.
You're doing great. And I put in the chat, if everyone could take a moment and put their Instagram handle or their Facebook link in the chat. That way we can go and kind of follow each other, and then Casey can also follow you and give you some feedback and connect as well. That'd be awesome, you guys. So if you could take a second while she's transitioning and put it in the chat, that'd be fantastic. And then also that's one thing that we kind of help with. I run our social media page, and since we support businesses and connecting to families, I try to like your guys' content as much as possible. So I try to follow all our businesses pages that attend our webinars and all those things and that follow us. And I try to like and comment. And like Pauline and I have little conversations back and forth all the time. And it helps. Like, comments are gold. So if you can get somebody, like if you look at our post, Chris's mom is fantastic and gives us lots of love, and my mother-in-law Colleen, she also gives us lots of love, and it makes a difference. Like, liking and commenting, and comment can be a GIF, it can be an emoji, it can be words, it can be any of those, and it has the same weight algorithm wise, and it's gold. It really helps. Sharing, I think when you share and save the post, especially Instagram, Casey, right? Saving the post gives you the most weight. So in the algorithm. So anyway, if you can put your Facebook name in the chat, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, sharing, liking, commenting, all the things. Like, I know me and Tammy have been going back and forth, all the reposting, commenting and stuff. So yeah, it's oh, I forget. I know it's the algorithm. I know there's another word that I'm trying to figure out, but I can't figure it out right now. But how you connect with people, whether it's a message, a share, a comment, a like, it's more than just likes. It's the comments, it's the sharing. Sharing is huge. So whenever my post gets a share, I'm like, oh, yay, thank you. Because you want more people obviously to see it. So yes, if I could, Tammy, is there a way for you to for us to save the conversation, or somehow where I can just get it so I can just start following everybody?
Yeah, we're going to record this. And then also on Teams, the chat shows up. So like I have the app on my computer and I can see the chat later on at all times. So it should, you have the chat, you have the app on your phone. So you should be able to go back and see the chat. But yes, this does record and you'll be able to see it.
Awesome. Okay.
And you know what I do, is, Casey, as I follow each one on Instagram, I actually just will share their profile to your chat. I think that'll be the easiest for you.
Okay. That works.
And you guys, if there's anything that Casey is saying that doesn't make sense to you, please stop her and ask. She's going to go to her phone. So I think you can show us some of these things you were saying.
Yes. Has anybody ever heard of Canva or used Canva? Anybody? Okay. I love a Canva. Love a Canva. So a lot of my, so Canva gives you a lot of templates, right? And so actually my Monday post, it was a template that I made on Canva. Some of my holiday posts were just templates made on Canva, but then I personalized it to my own business. And that's also the work smarter, not harder, right? So creating something or using something that's kind of, easy and functional to use to kind of create and actually personalize it to your business. So how I'm placing the pieces, everything I use is like puzzle pieces, but I made it through Canva actually. So I'm going to try and share my screen from my phone so you guys can see the post that I need to post for today, actually.
You need to mute Casey, one of your devices. They just both came on. There you go. Now, are you saying you make your reels through Canva, or are you just saying like your post? Oh, you're muted now on both of them. Yeah, unmute on one of them, yeah. There, I can hear your phone. I think you're unmuted on there now. Nope. Nope, still not. There you go.
Okay, I'm just going to turn all the volume down a little bit.
Yeah, okay. You're good.
Am I good?
Yep.
Okay. So I make my posts through Canva. And then I make my reels through Instagram. I'm very Instagram savvy, not Facebook savvy, but everything that I make on Instagram transfers over to Facebook very beautifully. So actually, I might have a couple of things on here. So that's the post that I'm going to show you guys. I have a lot of school stuff on here too. But if you go to my Instagram page, so here's my beautiful Bitmoji, right? I have cover pages for all of my reels. So again, I made this through Canva. So using the puzzle pieces, using my Bitmoji, and tagging some kind of headline from the clip that I made. So I kind of, do it strategically where I use different colors at different times. You'll see my Tutor Talk Tuesday kind of hint. I had a post for making a visual schedule, which I actually need to finish. There's a part 3 that I haven't done yet. But again, I made this through Canva. So it was me finding a puzzle piece, finding a font that I liked. You'll see my logos in the corner, and then again, using my Bitmoji. So this is one thing that I made through Canva. I had seen, again, trying it at once, I had seen other social media pages that were getting a lot of, followers and views. They had like a very organized and structured like page, I guess. And so I created my own cover page with my Bitmoji. A lot of them, they use their own pictures. They've got their own little backgrounds and different fonts. But I saw that that was what a lot of users were doing. And so I just tried it. So that was one thing that I did. I've also made flyers on here. Actually, this was one of my posts, a testimonial from one of my learners' moms. So I made that through Canva, so that was kind of cool. But my post that I need to make for today, actually. So I just made this, I think it might have been a post template, but I found the puzzle piece background. And so I made it, just posted it as the template, created a white square so that everybody could see the writing visually, picked my font, made sure I put placing the pieces at the bottom. And so kind of, again, just made it through Canva, super easy. I make sure that I download it to my phone. I'll go to Instagram. It's only a post. So I already have it saved on my phone, but you do download it. So actually, that's not the first one. It's this one. So we must have a place where children can have a whole group of adults they can trust. And then the today I will. So that is from the book that I actually received from one of my students. I always post my logo at the end. This is the better one. And so it's got the first one, the second one, and the third one. I always tag my logo just so, again, people can reference my business as quickly as possible. Super easy. And I also, my logo was constructed by my best friend, but then I kind of transferred it over through Canva so that I would have easy access to it. So that's that. Always posting like some, catchy little comment. So I'll just put today's to do. And then I always, so again, I've heard, hashtags are like the way of the world or not. But I usually post a bunch of hashtags too, because that's another way for people to kind of find your page. So I'll just put Monday motivation for right now. So you guys aren't totally watching a long post. But I'll post it, I'll share it. And then my Instagram, again, shares directly to my Facebook. And then on my, I have a personal page and a business page. So I always post things from my business page on my personal page, on Instagram and on Facebook. So on Instagram, I usually post my business stuff in my stories unless I collaborate. And that's just another tool. Tammy and I actually used it for the post that she made for me. But it's another way for my posts to be on there. And then I do the same thing for Facebook. I have a business page and a personal page. So whatever I post on my business page, I will post on my personal page too. Just because I do have more followers on both of my personal pages.
Can we pause for a second and have you explain what can we pause this a second and have you explain what collaboration is on Instagram? Because that was something that I did with you for the first time. I was like, check, new skill. And it's fabulous and fantastic because, it benefited our company because you have more Instagram followers. So when the post came up, it went to your 500 followers, our 175 followers. So together that was, close to 700 people that saw the post. So you can join forces. So can you explain that just a little bit more and how people do that? Because I think that's a cool feature that no one really knows about, and it's really great.
Yes. So I wonder if I could, so I'm just going to pull up ours. So if you see at the top, it says ESA connection and then placing the pieces LLC. And so when I think we have to be friends. I think you do have to know the person that you're trying to collaborate with. But you just create a post. It is another, what is it, like, I don't want to say guideline. It's just another, so as you're making the post, there's like things that you need to do. Like you put the comments, you can tag other people, you make sure that it's sharing to your Facebook page, but then collaborating is another option. So you put it on there. When Tammy did ask me to be a collaborator, it actually asked you to review the post before you even agree to be a collaborator. And so it allowed me to review it. I already knew what she was posting. And then I just accepted it. And so then as a collaborator too, I don't know if I can like edit things or add things to it. I haven't gone too deep into it, but I just know that it does show on both of our pages. And so she's able to share it. I'm able to share it. Like I said, both of our followers see it. And I've actually collaborated with myself, my personal page on a couple of them. My teacher post I collaborated with. So you'll see that it did show up on my personal page as well. So a lot of people got to see that. My boyfriend's sister collaborated on a few posts early on when we were making fun posts for her business. So I've got on my personal page, I have some of her posts that were also on her page, and she has an even larger following than me. So a lot of people got to see that content as well. I know that she also collaborates. Her daughter has a page on social media, and so she collaborates that way where everybody can see cute little Essence doing all the things that she does. So it's definitely a fun thing to do when you're working alongside other businesses. I know that you can too, when you do like lives and videos, you can transfer those onto your page and have a collaborator if you two are doing a live together. I haven't done that, but I've seen people do it. It's pretty exciting. And then, yeah, again, I'm not super Facebook savvy, so I don't know if you make a reel on Facebook, if it does the same things. But I would not be afraid to kind of venture off and experiment for you guys and let you know how that goes. Again, I will try everything once. If I could show you guys let me see. So on Instagram, I'm able to save things. You can save things on Facebook too. So I will save audio. And I actually had a post that I wanted to make. I don't know if this one is it. Yes. So you can save audio and save video. So I like to save audio that I hear in the moment if I'm not able to make the post. So this is one that I saved. And it says, show me the reason why you don't have any money. And so I have a picture of my classroom. So this is going to be one of my posts. So I'm going to see if it'll let me do this very easily. So you just hit use audio. I actually want it to be a black screen. Let me see. So I'm just going to record for a second. If it lets me. Oh, it might not let me because I'm on the video with you guys. That's a bummer. Anyways, so I like to save the audio that I want to use. And then you just I follow the templates of the videos. And so similarly, if you guys see this one right here in the middle, that's black, it says, show me the reason you have no money. So I find if I see videos the way that they are and I like them, I try to mimic kind of what they did. And so the idea behind my next post, if you guys start following me, you'll see it. I will do the black screen with the words. And then at the end, it kind of does like a computer shut off or turn on. And then the picture of my classroom will show up as the reason why I don't have any money, because I've spent a lot of money creating my classroom this year. And so that's, again, just one thing that I do. If I see posts that I like, I'll save them so that I know the idea behind it, and trying to correlate it with what I'm doing in my business currently. But if I don't like it, then I just try to create it myself as well. But so that's just kind of one way. Again, I wish I was more Facebook savvy. I'm not. I've never made a reel or a post directly from Facebook. But again, I will experiment for you guys if you would like me to.
So when you see audio that you like in a post, you save that post, and then you can go back later and create a video off that audio.
Yes. So sometimes I'll just save the audio if I know exactly what I want to do, or I'll save the whole post just to have an idea of what they did. And then if I like it, just to try to mimic it for, my business's purposes. I'm trying to think of what else. I do like to post, like I'll post for a holiday just to kind of do something. This is one of those posts that I like redid. And so this was one I found in a Facebook autism parenting group that was super cute. And so the dad was explaining his story and his, trials and tribulations and the successes of his son now. And so I reposted his whole comment, made sure to give him the credit, and then had some hashtags at the end. I've heard mixed reviews about hashtags, whether they really work or not, but I just kind of put them on there. Hashtagging things that are relevant to the post and then relevant to my business. I've also seen, like as a tutor in the East Valley, like I will hashtag like Gilbert tutor or Mesa tutor to kind of see if, you know, people are looking for specific areas. Maybe they're searching for a Mesa tutor and then hoping that my post pops up, and that they're able to see it and find me that way as well. Like I said, a lot of my, you know, 2 out of my 3 learners actually found me off of social media. So I never thought that I would get new learners from what I post, but I have. And so that's kind of exciting. And that's of me posting, then also people sharing. I also recommend to be a part of, you know, different groups on Facebook. I'm a part of, you know, some homeschool groups. I'm a part of a bunch of autism pages, teacher pages, also community pages. I have a house in Mesa. I live in Gilbert. So I'm a part of those city groups too, because most of them do allow you to kind of post your business things to kind of get your name out there as well. So I do also recommend that in your area, if there's some kind of, you know, Facebook, you know, groups kind of thing. If you're able to, I know some of those pages do have guidelines and regulations that you have to follow. But if they allow you to post your business, I definitely recommend it. Because I've also had a lot of my teacher friends, if we're a part of the same group, they will repost me. And that's also good when they're like, hey, like she's a great teacher. Like, yes, you want to do your services with her. Word of mouth always helps, especially if you've got some really good friends or people that you're tied to within your business. I think that's kind of it. This was a post that I made off of the Tammy or ESA's website, and so showing that I was on there, my flyer was on there, so that was kind of fun to make. I'm trying to think of anything else. Tammy, do you have any other suggestions? Is there anything else I should hit?
No, the whole trending audio thing is a new thing for me, and so that's gonna be my thing I'm gonna try this week. So I'm actually going through your reels because you have some cute ones, and I'm saving some of your audios that we've used. Because when I see them, like, oh, I could do that for my company, and I'm trying to find one that you had, but it's just like it's also very nerve-wracking because you're really good at lip syncing and being right on time with the words.
It takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, okay.
And I've learned to not get mad at myself if it's not perfect. Like, it will be okay. But one way that you do know if it's trending or not, Bobby's really popular right now, right? So how in the corner it has the little music in the picture, that's the audio for that specific reel. So I'm going to click on it. Usually if it's trending, so only 3 reels have used this audio, so that's not a trending one. If it is trending where the 3 reels is, it'll have like an upward arrow, and I think it might even say trending. Let me see if I can try and find one. Nope, that one's not a good one either. But trending, obviously, that's the most popular audio at the moment. I've seen a lot of posts that say that if you find a trending audio, you usually want it to be below like 10,000 views or 10,000 plays, so that people will see it. Because once it gets too high, people kind of stop listening or watching your video to the full extent. I also do like that Facebook kind of gives you all of the like logistics of your post. And so it'll tell you how long people have been watching your video, whether they watch it like 5 seconds in, the whole way in. It'll let you know that now. It didn't used to do that before. It'll let you know, how many followers you've gained and how many people have seen your post or shared it, or saved it. Saved it is also a really good feature that's on there. I really want to show you guys a trending audio, but I'm not really seeing one. These are bad ones. Barbie is really popular right now. Let's see what this one is. Yes. So how it says trending, there's only 83 reels. So that's awesome. But it has that upward arrow in that trending. So that means that it's starting to get popular. And at some point it's going to be up there. And so as people start using this audio, that means more people are going to see your reels too. Because if you see, as you're searching, you're going to look and see what people have, how they've used that audio. And so if you click on it, you're going to watch their video. So people are going to see your video that way as well. So trending. So again, I'm sure Facebook does the same thing. I just don't know what it looks like. But usually how I find this is like a really like not easy way or silly way, I guess. But I literally just scroll and find different reels. And so that's kind of how I find, like, once you go down the rabbit hole, you can't stop. So I'll just, like, if I find a reel that I'm watching, I'll just start scrolling for a little bit to see if I do find something that's trending or something that I like. And I don't always use trending audio, because if I really like it and I want to do it, like, I'm going to do it, whether it's really going to get me a lot of views or not. Because again, that's making it my own and kind of doing it how I want to do it, because I just think posting is fun now for the business side of things. But yes, I just scroll. I think you can also you can specifically look at audio, I think, and it will just give you a whole bunch of different songs and things. If I type in search audio. So yeah, so then it's for you. So those are all the things that are familiar to me, all the algorithms that I've, gone through and watched, or things, specific accounts that are trending, reels too, and then specifically audio. So then if you see the arrows going up, those are all the ones that are trending right now. And then you could just listen for them, see if you like them or not, and see how you could possibly use them for a reel.
Didn't know that existed, because I have been trying to figure out how to find all the audio stuff, but I'm always in the reel. When you create a reel, I go look there, and I can never find the good stuff. I'm like, how does everyone find the good stuff? So
I
had
just
no idea that there
scroll
was a
and I just
feature on
hit the
there.
audio and just happen to see if it's trending or not. And I don't know if there's an easier way. Maybe there is, but that's just kind of what has worked for me. So maybe you can try it out and see if you find things that you like. I've also heard that it's kind of, I forget what these are called. Where my yellow dot is, that was a story that I made. But I wanted to save it because it was actually like an experience, a tutoring experience. And that was actually my first one of like making that kind of story and then saving it that way. I forget what they call them.
Highlights? Is it highlights?
Highlights, yes, there you go, highlights.
Yeah.
So I've heard that it's really cool to have highlights that people can see kind of past things as well. Again, not sure if Facebook has that, but if they do, great. And then again, for Instagram, the professional dashboard, so it tells you all of the things. So accounts that I've reached, and this is usually within the last 30 days, accounts that are engaged, that means if they're sharing, if they're commenting, saving it, that's how they track their engagement. Followers, so I've gained a few followers, and it'll also tell me the content that I've shared. And then you can click on
the content you shared, because that will show them what's highest in the algorithm. Because you said that we should be repeating what was successful. So this is where what tells you what you were successful on.
Yeah. So the one that I actually just made a couple days ago already has almost 1,500 views on it.
Wow.
And again, it's not always, I mean, you want to have the views because you just never know who's going to watch it, and who that next, like one of your next clients or kiddos could be. So that's always fun. And they're not like a ton, like I don't have, crazy numbers on all of them, but a lot of those trending audios will get me there. So if you see too, some of my personal stories. So we went to Disneyland. So that's my family right there. I was at a training right here with the 54 views. That was my first PD back to school. So that's kind of how me packing my lunch. So that's kind of me showing the more personal side of things and my teaching side, as opposed to my business. Because again, that's what people asked. So I went with what they wanted. I gave the people what they wanted. So yeah, Tammy, can you think of anything else?
Well, I think we just need to open up to questions and let people kind of ask, because you're really strong in Instagram. And I know in our webinars before, we really covered Facebook. I think that's one that most people are on and more familiar with. So you guys just ask some questions on Instagram. I do have one question. I lost it and now I remembered what it was. I wasn't doing hashtags in the beginning, and then I was starting to follow some content creators. So you guys definitely follow up with Casey's recommendation of going and finding some content creators, and just go to hashtag on Instagram and you'll find some good ones that you like. And because that really helped me too. And anyway, she was saying that hashtags are essential for Instagram, because that's what tells the algorithm where to put your information. And I didn't know that. I thought it was just like a search feature, because like they have the whole, how you saw audio, you saw tags, you saw reels, and then they had hashtags. I just thought it was a different way to like kind of index and tag your information. But I guess the algorithm actually uses a hashtag to put your information where it needs to go. So I don't know if you have any insight or suggestions on hashtags and how we should navigate that?
So again, this is what I've heard. I've heard that the more times that the hashtag has been used, the easier for your content to get lost. So I've tried to, so I do use popular ones because that's just kind of what kind of goes with my business. But I've also, like, when I do more specific things like my city tutoring and things like that, those don't have a ton of other hashtags. And so people, if they are using that specific hashtag, they're going to see my content first. So trying to get unique with your hashtags. If you see that it's being used like over 1 million times, your content might not be seen through that hashtag. And then 2, I just had another one, but it just went off the tip of my tongue. Don't use it too much. Oh, I've heard, and I don't know how true this is. It's like an algorithm thing with Instagram. Maybe it's the same with Facebook. If you use a hashtag too many times, they think that you're spamming that hashtag. And so they'll stop showing your content on that page. So you want to mix it up. So every post that I make, I don't use the same hashtags. I try to use like them once or twice a week. I'm hoping that that's maybe the algorithm for Instagram and even Facebook, because the hashtags do show through on Facebook as well. But I don't use the same ones like repeatedly, like day after day after day. And then again, I try to make sure that they're not super popular. You want to also too, though, make sure that they are like appropriate enough or more current that people would use them and search them to find you. So maybe not getting too super creative, making them kind of simple, but making sure that they're not overly used. And that thinking about like your clients, like what do you think that they would type in to search for your specific business, and kind of doing it that way as well.
That's so helpful. Thank you.
Again, all of this I learned from other people, and it just seems to be working for me. So I took with.
Well, and that's what we want to have. We're going to try every month to have a webinar on social media, because again, I'm not an expert either. I'm just a user, and I feel like that's how you learn the most. So we just want to get everyone together. And you guys may have some tips that you've learned or some knowledge that you know. And so please feel free to share it, because again, you learn best from learning from others. And that's really what we're doing right now, is networking and just trying to navigate social media, because we all know it's important, but it's daunting, overwhelming, and there's so many little pieces. And like Casey is saying, these little things like using the trending audio, showing content about you, using hashtags, all of that can make a little difference to get you pushed up into the algorithm and get you more followers and more views.
Yes.
Does anyone have any questions about Instagram, how to use any of these features? I sent her, Dan and Mariah, I have your, I'm following you guys on Instagram now, and I sent your profile to Casey. Oh, and Dan, I saw that you don't have any posts yet. So your goal this next week is to start getting some content on your Instagram. Do you feel ready?
Things I hear every time I visit.
Yeah, like I said, I'm totally new. So
I'm so excited for you. It's going to be so much fun.
So much fun.
I'm so excited.
Are you, Dan, are you on Canva yet? Are you a Canva user?
Yeah, I use Canva for my counseling practice. So
yeah.
Well, I think for you, definitely do the schedule like Casey is suggesting, where you do a quote one day, and you don't need to post, quality over quantity. So in the beginning, just maybe shoot for posting twice a week or 3 times a week to kind of get in it. So maybe a quote and maybe a little bit about your business, the curriculum or whatever, but do that schedule. Because the thing is too, what I've learned is once you start creating content, your brain starts thinking about it more, and it just starts to come more natural. So the hardest part is starting. So I want to encourage you this next week to start, and Casey and I will go on there and give your post some love and help to get you out there. And Mariah, it looks like your company is great on the content and getting tons of stuff out there. You guys have your page is full, so it looks like you guys have a good start.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. I really love using Canva, so that's a great tip. Everyone go use it. It's so cool and so user friendly.
It's free. I think I do pay for like the premium one to get access to more pictures and stuff like that. But the free part is just as good. Like I love it. I use it for everything.
So Mariah, my suggestion to you, and you probably already have this in your social media brain, is Reels. You got to start doing more Reels because, right? Yeah, you look
Reels
at Casey,
are more popular than posts.
well, yeah, and you look at Casey's
Yes.
content, and I can show you our engagement as well. Our content Reels are always the highest, and that's the thing. They're pushed out in the algorithm way more because they want to compete with TikTok, and so they want us to do Reels. So Reels are going to get you more views than stories, more views than posts. So it looks like you have just one Reel. So that would be my suggestion to you is start to, yeah, and you're nodding your head. So that would be my suggestion to you is start trying to do some Reels. And you know, a group of pictures to some audio can be a Reel. It doesn't have to be your face. It doesn't have to be a video, you know, something that you create. And even just like, you know, taking a video of your office and giving a tour. I mean, that's a Reel, something like that. So it doesn't have to be something like elaborate where you're doing like a whole stage and like all this stuff. It can be something very simple.
You
Definitely on my list.
It's so much fun once you get started. Like, I can't stop now. I'm like, what's my next one going to be? What do I have time for today?
And we need to get Sharon and Pauline on Instagram. They're not on there yet.
Hey, Tammy, I just
Pauline?
wanted.
Pauline's on there?
Yes. I have a personal Instagram from I don't know how many years back. And then and so anyway, so yes, I do have one, but it doesn't have much on it. So I need to work on that.
It's very transferable to Facebook. Like, I love it. I don't, TikTok was always rough. That's why I didn't really use that page anymore. But anything that I made on Instagram just went right to Facebook. It was super easy. Nothing really got messed up. So they're very connected. And so I do like that for my business. So I'm not posting in two separate places.
Right. Now I read something the other day that you can push your Facebook post or my blog automatically goes to Facebook. And somehow Facebook can go to Instagram, but I haven't figured out how to do that. I don't know. I have to read more, but I saw something about it the other day and I haven't figured it out.
I will play around with it. I will see. Like I said, I've never directly made anything from Facebook. I just go through Instagram, but there probably is a way where, because they're so close and intertwined. But let me play with it and then I'll let you know.
Well, I can answer that question. Are you trying to post from Facebook to Instagram or from Instagram to Facebook? Which way was it going again?
Actually, it'd be nice to go both ways, but
yeah.
I read something that you can post your Facebook post can go to Instagram, but I couldn't figure out why or how, because I know originally Instagram, we just posted photos all the time.
Okay, so make sure it's when you're in, go to your page. Go to the Meta Business Suite.
Okay.
And then go to Planner. In the Planner, when you schedule it, you're going to schedule. Here, I'm going to show you real quick. You're not sharing your screen anymore. Let me show you real quick because that is a really helpful tip. So I'm in my page. I'm going to go Meta Business. I'm going to go to the word Planner. It's going to be right in the middle. It loads. And then I'm going to create a post. And when you create that post, I have my Instagram and my Facebook connected. You do that. I'm sure you can do it on here, but I did it through Instagram. So up here it says post to. I scroll down and it says they're connected. So I can click on my Facebook was the first one. Instagram's the second one. You can tell because it's a little icon.
Right.
And then when I do this post, it's going to pop up on both of them. I even can schedule it at different times if I wanted to. So I didn't want it to go on Facebook, Instagram at the same time. I could schedule it at different times. And then when you're doing this too on your post details, if you click this black button, even the text can be different. So I either can have it on click, so I see the black button and my text will be the same on my Instagram and Facebook post, or I can click it and the text will be different on each post. So so just get on it and play on it. And again, I learned all of this from doing. So the main thing, again, being the planner, check both boxes and it will go ahead and publish to both of your pages at the same time.
Okay. I guess I need to play with it some more because my blog is on WordPress, and so that WordPress automatically posts to Facebook. And so I'm assuming I have to go to Facebook or to the Meta Business Suite and repost that to Instagram. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do the blog post. I think a lot of people will do a link tree, and on the link tree, they'll have a link through. So on Instagram, you do a link tree, and then that's all the links, because Instagram doesn't do links, right? They don't do links. Facebook's lovely because they'll do a link, but Instagram will not. So a lot of people will have something called a link tree, and I don't have that. I don't know how to do that, but I don't think it's very hard because everyone has one.
It's
and
free.
they'll do all
Super
the
easy.
they'll do all the links through that. So, all right, I think we need to do last questions. It is 8 o'clock, and I want to honor everyone's time. Does anyone have any final questions? We want to make sure everyone gets the help that they came to get and to obtain.